again. This is Jessica from Jessica Hopper Makes It Shine, and I'm thrilled to share a bit about the things that light up my life in this video. Just like in Matthew 5:16, where it says, "In the same way, let your light shine before others. I found joy in letting my light shine through the things I do." Whether it's being a wife or a mom, pursuing my passions in art and science, or creating content for this channel, I believe in spreading positivity and good vibes. So let's chat and get to know each other better. I'm about making connections, sharing experiences, and finding bright spots in life. And taking something like a dreary, rainy day and turning that into a great opportunity to share some things about myself. And I've realized that I've made several videos and I haven't done that yet. I'm a wife of 13 years to my wonderful husband, John, and together we have 3 beautiful children, ages 8, one just about to turn 7, and a 4-year-old. And we also love our little rat terrier, Archie, our hamster, Hampsty, and several fish and 3 snails. So, needless to say, our house is full of activity and wonderful adventures. My personal journey is woven with diverse threads of being an artist, a scientist, an administrative leader, a teacher, a librarian assistant, and coaching baton, which I really love doing. A little bit of professional background before I delve into the fun personal life. I started out as a tutor for the university that I attended. They had a instructional support lab where students could go get help with any of the science or math courses that they were taking. I really enjoyed that because it let me get to know a lot of the students who I was taking classes with, as well as other students who were taking different courses, and really network and get to know a lot of people there. I also learned a lot about how to communicate with other people and sort of look at problems from different perspectives and realize that sometimes, like in math, the answer is the answer, but if you can apply principles and knowledge in different ways to come up with the same answer, and it works every time, that and problem solve and work together and really figure out a way of helping someone understand how the world works and help them to come to the same end result and have a better understanding yourself of, okay, I took this problem and you couldn't understand how to find the solution, but this is the way you were looking at it, and taking that with how you're supposed to work it out and coming together and making it click in someone's mind. I really enjoyed doing that, and that experience led me to be able to get a job at the university's library, working on the reference floor, helping students with their research in different areas. So I got to branch out from maths and sciences into literature and history, and I really enjoyed doing that as well. After I graduated with my biology degree, I was able to acquire a position as an analytical chemist that tested for radiation in such samples as water and soil. And that was a lot of fun, but as I pursued things, I was still leaning more towards the healthcare side, and was able to get into a program at my local hospital for medical technology and became a phlebotomist while I was studying to be a medical technologist, and got my first position in a microbiology department. And I worked in the medical laboratory profession for a decade before my husband and I decided that it was time to stop not trying to have kids. And we had our beautiful daughter and then our son, and decided to move back to Alabama I was able to volunteer at a local church in their ministry for young mothers who had children ages from birth to 4 years old. And I have also since then started back working as a substitute teacher, and I have been a baton coach. Beyond my professional endeavors, it's not all work and no play. I do appreciate hobbies and crafting with my kids, whether it be clay or Play-Doh, paint, sketching, markers, to doing beadwork with my daughter. I just completed this project for our new niece that will be here next month. And I love the outdoors. Our family goes on hikes. You've seen a video of our family doing a New Year's hike. We like to do kayaking, fishing. Our oldest son is getting more into sports, so we've been helping him with basketball and baseball. And my daughter is doing gymnastics, and she also has a passion for twirl like her mommy. So I have been fortunate enough to coach her in baton, and I love enjoying life and all the adventures that you can have. And I look forward to making some more videos about all the fun ways that I like to enjoy life. But throughout my life, I have witnessed the blessings of God at every season and crossroad, from finding my perfect job and career to seamlessly relocating from our hometowns to where my husband was getting his graduate work done, and then delving into professional careers, moving from Alabama to North Carolina and starting our family, and then really feeling led to come back home, because after we started having children, that 9-hour drive turned into a 12-hour drive with potty breaks and snack breaks. So we did not foresee doing 12-hour trips at least 3 to 4 times a year for the rest of our lives. So we were blessed to be able to move back to where we started our married life in Alabama. And when we moved back, the kids were 3 and 1, and I was just longing for that mama tribe, that community to sort of help me to stay afloat. I just felt like I was drowning in motherhood. I didn't really know how to cope with the two, and they were at 2 different places of development. And so fortunately, I was able to join a women's group at a local church. And through that group, I was offered an opportunity to become a leader. And I really felt like God was leading me to help foster a sense of true friendship, and how it's not just the mom tribe. It's not just you've got your role, and you're only that when you're together, and then when the meeting's over, you just go about your life. But to really let those friendships go deep and really be that sounding board for someone, or be that word of encouragement, to be the friend who is there when things get hard, and to be able to turn to anyone in that group for that help and support. Unfortunately, it was a lot harder than I thought. I felt the calling to do this, and I found books and other resource materials that I thought would help make everyone feel like they are on the same level, and that they could communicate and try to make an environment where they felt like they could be vulnerable and honest, and just open up and make that connection so that we could have a really tight-knit group of women and children that we could do life together. That really helped me not get in a depressed state because I had a purpose, and I was hoping to be surrounded by other women who were also seeking friendship and community and support in that really hard season of life. Because if you are a mother, you understand that early on in the infant age all the way up to toddler, it is a real hard struggle because babies don't keep, and the seasons of their life change rapidly. Just when you think you have a handle on nursing or bottle feeding and sleep schedules, next thing you know, something developmental happens and everything is out of whack and you don't know what you're doing wrong. So it was, in my mind, a great opportunity to be able to lean on other mothers who were in the same stage as me and ones who had already been through it, to be mentored and sort of see each other as both mentor and colleagues at the same level, so that we weren't like talking down to anyone, but we were all on the same level, seeking wisdom in this early stage of motherhood. And that was both a blessing and a curse to be in that group. Every time we would survey the group, everyone would always say that the purpose for being there was to make friends. So I would use that opportunity to say, well, you know, if you think about someone, you need to try to connect with that person, whether it be a phone call, a text, a meetup, something to show that that other person isn't forgotten, isn't lost in their motherhood journey. And if you do that for other people in the group and everyone does that, then everyone will be thinking about everyone. And the more I try to emulate that and be the example, the more I realized that I was going out of my way to make other people feel like they were seen. And I was really digging deep. I wasn't like leaving it surface level about how are you feeling today? Are you healthy? Are your kids healthy? But really thinking about, you know, keeping up with birthdays and keeping up with trips that were coming up and keeping up with what developmental stage their kids were in or what hobbies they were interested in. So if there was some sort of event coming up that was related to a hobby, invite them out. But that really, like, I was doing that and I was feeling fulfilled in that until I turned around and realized that I was doing that for other people in the group. But when I went back through like text messages or phone call histories, it was always me reaching out to the majority. There were like 2 or 3 women that did reach out to me, and that was the only reason that I kept going. And I kept being like, if I just keep going the distance, then, you know, everybody will be talking to everybody, which means that the 10 to 20 women that were there, that eventually like these women would be getting the hint and like working towards being communicative to everyone in the group, and everyone included me too. I deserved to be reached out to. I deserved to be checked on as well, because during that time I was going through a lot of changes. We had our 3rd child. We were adapting to a new home. Our kids were growing up. I had a family crisis that I had to deal with that I let some of the women know about. But like they weren't really checking in on me, and that was wearing down on me. Ultimately, it ended in heartache for me because I realized that despite constantly surveying the women who would show up to this women's ministry and asking them to be honest about why they were there, that despite trying to use books and materials to help foster a friendship relationship and teach women that you can still have your own family, but be an example to your children of how to make friends and be friendly, and be intentional with your thoughts. If someone pops into your head, then maybe you should reach out to them and just check on them and see how they're doing. After a while, that really wears down on you, and you start to question, am I really that hard to get along with? Do these women really just have, I would always sort of brush it off as, well, they've just got littles, or they're in a sick season, or they just overwhelmed with other life challenges like loss in the family, or trying to start a new business and struggles in that area. But after 3.5 years of really putting myself out there, and almost to the point where I feel like I was so stretched out between trying to just be there and be available and be an ear, be on the same level, not trying to demean or hurt, but encourage and lift up, and not having that being given back to me, it was really hurtful. And the ultimate sort of big neon sign that said "get out" was when I really had devoted a whole lot of time to one particular woman who had given me the sob story of, can't ever get a friend to just stick. Like, people come into my life and they get really close, and then all of a sudden something happens, and it's like we've never been friends ever. And so I was really struggling to be there and be open in communication, to be supportive when I could, but also remind that I'm a mother myself, and I have a husband who needs me, and I've got my own things that I need to take care of, and extended family that also need me, and other friends. But the more that I tried to be there, but also make this woman aware of my own situation, the more she was really testing me on how far was I willing to go to neglect my other responsibilities and the other things that were important to me to make her number one priority in my life. And I would remind her that I'm not Jesus. I'm just his hands and feet here on earth. I want to bless her and her family, but I can't be there 24/7. That's why you have a husband. That's why you have family. That's why you have a network of friends, so that when I can't be there, you're not alone. And that wasn't the answer she was looking for. So she made it very clear that if she wasn't getting what she wanted, she was going to make other people know that she wasn't getting what she wanted, and she would spin it in a way that she was a victim, and I was actively trying to hurt her. I wasn't trying to hurt her. I was trying to be open in communication and let her know that I wanted to be her friend, but I couldn't be there for her 24/7. I am a human, and I have my own life, and I was grateful for the intersections and the overlaps and the time that we were able to spend together. And I made concerted efforts to be available when I could, but you can't be all for another person. A relationship isn't one-sided. I couldn't be the one constantly giving to her and not getting anything back. And it really hurt me to see that friendship explode instead of grow stronger because of the gaps and the overlapping not being so prominent in our lives. But as our children were getting older, there were things that we needed to be there for them for, and it just wasn't the season to be all about mom. it was a season of now I need to show my children that I love them and appreciate them and want them to grow and know that they have my support too. So that sort of caused a huge rift in the other women in the group. Their actions and the way that they treated me, it became more of I was just there to make their play dates and to organize the meetings and provide their free childcare. So I just felt like it was time for me to step away from that, and it really devastated me to the point where I had profound grief and a whole year-long recovery, because any interaction that I had with other people that I had never been around before, I had that sense of, is there going to be hurt again? Am I going to jump in too fast? Am I not going to see signs? Am I not going to be able to communicate and it's just going to blow up in my face? But I've been able to really seek solace in my friendship with God and learn valuable lessons from my interactions with the women in that group, and just be able to discern true connections and avoid manipulative relationships. So through that challenging season, I also realized the importance of understanding that actions speak louder than words. And even though I experienced the pain of losing multiple friendships simultaneously, I emerged stronger, wiser, and more discerning. And that's why today I'm at a place of renewed joy, ready to embrace new connections without fear of focusing on what could happen, but just mutual understanding and authentic relationships. So recovering from this season, I decided to create this YouTube channel to help be a mentor and also just broaden my net of community so that I can maybe connect with you, and even though you're not in my immediate area, that we can learn from each other how to create a life of joy and share that joy with others. Leave a comment below about any sort of hardship or tough lesson that you had to learn in your motherhood challenge, or just friendship, relationship struggles. I know mine was focused more on motherhood and the early stages, but I know that we can learn from different stages, and lessons can be applied across different situations. So you don't have to be a mother to learn that genuine relationships are what you need to seek out and what you need to give other people. That you don't need to be superficial, but you need to realize that relationships take more than just your effort. It's the efforts of both people involved. So I come from a pretty diverse background of likes that have some overlapping, and since leaving my position in the volunteer community working with women of young children, I have been able to get back in the workforce and focus on my family. But I've also sort of felt like my calling to be a mentor and to help others in their journeys is still present in my life. So at the end of last year, I just decided, instead of watching all these YouTube videos that have really inspired me to help streamline my life and make it more efficient and make it more meaningful and intentional, I can take that wisdom and share it with others, because there is no joy like the joy of passing on knowledge to someone. And if those people inspired me, that maybe I can help inspire someone else that might not stumble across their videos, but they might come across mine for whatever reason. And so I'm really looking forward to sharing more of my life experiences, the things that bring me joy and have helped me to sort of streamline my life and help me to make a life that I wake up and I enjoy, whether it be a regular day where I'm waking up and getting the kids ready for school, and I'm going to the gym and I'm taking care of the household and picking kids up, helping with homework, um, planning out fun activities for my family, whether it's in the home or going out on an adventure and learning something new. I hope that my channel, Jessica Hopper Makes It Shine, encourages you to find your purpose and make your life shine, becoming a beacon that others are drawn to. So when you're finished watching this video, I hope that you can look at your own life and see the things that you've accomplished and all the fun little pathways that have led you from one thing to another, and the ups and downs that your life has had, and maybe think about the ways that you were able to cope with and grow through some challenging situations so that you could enjoy other moments in your life that bring you pleasure. Thank you for allowing me to show you a glimpse into my background and some of the things that I enjoy doing. May my experiences inspire you to be resilient, have faith, and commit to genuine connections in your life. Make it shine. And if you enjoyed the content of this video, please go over and subscribe. If you really like this video, give me a thumbs up. And if you've got any comments, suggestions, helpful tips, hobbies that you would like to share, please leave it in the comments below. I would love to hear them and make a community that we can grow together and learn from each other.